Everybody, well, today is the last day of my 5 days of Halloween, and some of it's going to be done in real time and some of it's going to be speeded up with music playing. And I've got this bottle, and I've got a piece of wood, MDF, that I'm going to place the bottle on, and I'm going to have some cheesecloth coming out of it, so it looks like the potion inside has Hubble bubbled out. And I've got this deadly nightshade, and I'm not sure whether to keep the bottle just... No, I'm not. I'm going to paint the bottle, and I'm going to be using predominantly Imagination Crafts products. And we'll make a start. Okay, so what I've done is I've used Imagination Crafts gesso in black to paint both sides of the board, so I can pop that to one side. Now the next step I want to do is I want to paint my bottle. And I'm going to use a Starlight metallic paint in green. And I'm going to put it on with my blending tool. And all I'm going to do is just go around bottle. So as you can see, so I'm going to speed up and play some music. Right, so that's the bottle all painted, and I'm just going to pop that to one side and leave it to dry. And I've got a couple of these little bottles, and I'm just going to oops, I've got a couple of these little bottles, so what I'm going to paint these as well. One has got sequins in, so I'm just going to leave that. So that's done, and I've got this little skull which my good friend Mike gave me, so I've got that. I need the corks over there, so that's that one done. And I'm just going to wipe this mess up. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I've cut the piece of cheesecloth. What I want to do is I'm going to mix some PVA and water together, and so I can make it kind of stiff, not too stiff, because obviously I need to maneuver it. So just get my PVA. There we go. So I can, because I am going to paint this once it's dry, but I need to shape it in the bottle. So I'm just going to pop that to one side just for now while I sort out, make sure my bottle's dry, and I'm going to give it a quick blast with the heat gun just to make sure it is dry. Right, okay. I hate sticky hands. Right, I'll just pop that to there. I'll put that there. Oh, it's dry. Just going to give it a quick blast. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to just go around the edges on this, and I'm going to use Spice Marmalade Distress marker. So I've got no white edges. Right, so that's done, and I want to pop that onto there, and I've got PVA. While it takes. So that's that done. So I've got, it says Deadly Nightshade. I've also decided that I'm going to use one of this as well, because I want to put this on my windowsill for Halloween, and I intend to do that. So there we go. Okay, so first off I want to paint this black. I'm going to just use my faithful gesso, and I can pop it to one side then and just let it dry. I'm not doing the bottom, I'll just do the top. There we go. So I've painted it black. I'll leave that to one side, let that dry. Begins. Now the fun begins. Right. So I'm going to bring that in, and that is going to sit on there like that. So I've got my glue gun. we go. So if I just tip it so you can see. And now the fun begins. So okay, so I'll just pop that to one side, and I'm going to now weave this in the, oh come on, don't mess me around. There we go. Done. Right, let's just see if I can open this. It's not playing nicely today, this one. There we go. There we go. Right, so I can weave this in and out of here now. Okay, now the fun begins trying to get it into the apple. So that's there like that. Want it to come down like that. So it looks like it's Hubble bubbled out of the I hope you can see what I've done. I'm going to stand that up there like that. And cover this with cheesecloth. It just so it looks like that it's kind of bubbled over. And I'm going to be adding, once this is dry, I'm going to be adding stones to it and that, and other things. But I want to add the stones, so just turn that around, and I'm just going to attach this to here. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do use next is, because I've got to leave it to dry, and while it's still damp, I'm going to add my the stones. There we go. So I want a couple of stones round here. And the best I've found that hold the stones, for me personally, is the Magibond, which is a clear. Pleased with that. So all I need to do is paint it and then add the bottles, but I'm going to have to leave it and let it dry now, and I'll see you all after lunch. Okay, so I've been and had lunch, but before I went to lunch I checked that the lights were working, and they weren't. So I had to strip it all down. As you notice, it's a little bit different. So I had to strip it all down and put new lights in, because the ones that I used weren't working. So this is it now. I'll just bring it up close so you can have a look. There we are. So now I'm just going to paint the cheesecloth, and I'm using the Dark Orchid Starlight Metallic paint, and I do like this. I like my purple, and I thought this would just look nice. So I'm going to get a big dollop, and I'm going to paint it on with my paintbrush. So while I'm doing this, in fact, what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to get my stipple brush, because the paintbrush is not getting where I want it to, so I'm going to use my stipple brush. So I'll get my stipple brush. I've got my stipple brush, and I'm going to just stipple all around, and at this stage I'm going to fast forward and play some music. that is all done. So what I want to do first, I just want to see if I can wipe the paint off my skull, and I think I should have put that on. So I've taken my skull off because it's all been covered in starlights and I don't want that, so I'm just going to wipe it off. I don't mind a little bit, but not a lot. I've decided I'm going to move him and sit him on top of my what's his name, and I'm just going to put a bottle there. So I need to, while I'm drying this with my heat gun, I'm going to okay, so I'm just going to, what I've done is I've used my tweezers and just teased the cheesecloth how I want it. So all I've got to do now is just glue my embellishments on. Ooh, that's hot. And I can say that this is done. I'll just tilt it to show you, and I'm really chuffed to bits with how that's turned out. And if I just put the lights on, she says, you can, what I'll do is I'll photograph these in the dark. You can see the lights are in there and the lights around, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to photograph it in the dark, and you'll get the full effect then. So that is my Halloween 5 days series completed. I want to thank you all so very much for visiting, commenting, liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you all very much for your support, and until next Halloween, don't worry, there'll be other videos before before next year's Halloween. So thank you, happy crafting, bye bye.